have some Haribo berry clouds with the Modern Idols deck. A very good combo for tonight. So let's get into it. First, I'd like to say I hope your day has been well and that you're ready to relax and play some Solitaire. Surprisingly, you all surprised me. This just barely beat out our second place option in Lifesavers, and it was close. So let's cut to our options for next week and see what we have at hand. First, we have some Haribo Gold Bears Strawberry, Albanese True to Fruit Gummy Bears, Sour Patch Kids Blue Raspberry, and then lastly, some Lifesavers Gummies. Let it be known. Alright, you saw them. Please let it be known, and we'll see who the winner is next week. But for now, let's deal out our first game and get ready for our candy and solitaire journey, as we're almost to our 600th solitaire special as well. And isn't this such a lovely looking deck? I'm a big fan of the purple and just how the neon colors kind of shine in a soft and warm way. Alright, with that being said, let's get out our tray, open up our berry clouds, and begin. Oh my gosh, their smell is just filling the room, which is kind of surprising. Ain't no way I'm having all of those right now, I should say. Let's start with a pink and go from there. That is very good. Very soft texture. For being pink, it reminds me a bit of an orange flavor, which is kind of weird. Another check, as if we needed it. Oh, it's strawberry, wildberry, and blueberry. Maybe my taste buds are a little off. Let's try this one now. If we can't get a king, this will be a very short game. At least we're building quite a bit as we're making our way through, though. There is a king, our first one. And you know what? We're gonna do a little bit of a gamble and wait to see if we could out. So nowhere for that 8, 7, and perfect. We can play that queen as well as that king and this queen. So a nice little bounce back right there. And let's move this jack and that 9. And now our start is looking just fine, as that is our third play. And speaking of third, let's try out our final flavor. As good of a game it may have been, ultimately just a little bit short. As there's nowhere for the 8, 7, or queen, no plays left to make. Not a bad start. Just a couple kings short of making something good happen. Anyway, on to the next. And by the way, that wild berry purple one was amazing. The strawberry, honestly, was a little bit meh. The blue one tasted better, but that wild berry really kicked in the door and announced its presence. So I'll do one more time through and give it its little ranking for tonight. But first, let's deal out our second game, as I think that's good for shuffling. Clear up real quick. And here we go. Is there such thing as a wild berry? Now I might sound like a complete idiot saying that. Or is a wild berry something that's somewhat generalized, like, oh, if it's a raspberry growing in the wild, it's a wild berry. Like an accumulation or categorization of berry that's wild. Let me know if you know. Honestly, I just think it's one of those things like blue raspberry. But I am open to being enlightened. Alright, game number 2. And strawberry number 2. I just realized they're pink and white on the mallow. Okay, it got better. The subtlety really does a good job in comparison to the wild berry. I like candies to have a nice contrast in flavor, whether it's in the actual flavor or the severity of the flavor. And that is just a nice compliment to being such a soft and smooth taste. Let's go back to the blue. see which cards were left unturned once again. The first card, the Queen of Clubs. Triple Queens. And Triple Kings. Wow. That's not good. Let's go back to that wild berry. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do one more time through to figure this out, because I think I've had these before, but they were much better then than now. So just one more of each, and I'll let you know. Which is kind of weird. Typically, the bluer or the blue flavor and candies are really good, but this one, probably the worst. Alright, one more time through. So about the strawberry, each time I had it, it got a little bit better and a little bit more strawberry. Definitely not a standalone flavor. For example, like I choose strawberry or a candy that doesn't need an assortment. Not bad individually. I'd probably give it a 6. Texture's good, but clearly missing something. As I think we'll be missing something in this game if this pace continues. Alright, let's go back to the blue one. Interesting. When you go in with a low standard, it still kind of sucks. That's kind of odd. So, it's just because it lacks real personality. Definitely not a standalone flavor. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. It's just really disappointing. As I think if we can't find a play here, we might be done. So let's do... Oh, wait a second. Let's put this king down. Put that queen over there. That queen. And still, we don't have the Queen of Clubs present once again. give me a second before the last one. There she is. I just want to make sure we're gonna go. Okay, we're good. We're gonna stay alive just a little bit longer as we receive a fat stack right there. Okay. What I realized is that it's good in comparison as we receive our second fat stack. It by no means is a standalone candy, or flavor, I should say, but it does have a nice taste alone. It works well in a medley or an assortment on its own. I think a solid 7 would work with that. But since this is an assortment altogether, as there's nowhere for that 7, 5, or 5 as we move on to game number 4. I think a 6.5. Now, you may be wondering, if the other one sucks so much, why is it higher? Well, the wild berry is the best one because each of the others aren't that great, and they elevate it. It's like trail mix. Everything in trail mix on its own kinda sucks, but I'll put together an M&M with a peanut. That's pretty good. An M&M with a raisin. That's pretty good. M&M with an almond, you bet. Or a raisin with a peanut. You know what? That's pretty good. It's kind of like trail mix, but gummies. I'm surprised I don't like them as much as I do, honestly. Because I know these are fairly popular amongst some people. But yeah, it doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy them. I'm just going to stick to the strawberry and the wild berry for sure. On to game number 4. Let's start with a strawberry. That's our feels like we've had like bad games mixed with good games, but it's been kind of neutral altogether. And I just remembered what these strawberry ones remind me of. They remind me of these vitamin C gummies from Costco. Almost exactly. Not the texture, but the aftertaste. And that's where I'm probably getting the citrus from. That's kind of weird. I always wondered why gummy candies, or just junk food, wouldn't really incorporate more vitamins in them, or stuff that could be beneficial, like for example, more vitamin C inside of gummy candies, or more fiber inside of junky chips. Know what I'm saying? It just seems like such an easy fix. Just avoid it for whatever reason. Alright, final game of the night. How will we wrap it up? We start with an 8, and let's hope our final game is great before it's too late. And every game, we've had that queen on the field. Let's see how it's all said and done. Because I'm pretty tired. I think my eyes are starting to close a bit, so let's have some fun. Did we really just get shut out? Give me a second. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness I did not see that right. Those of you who enjoy a little more commentary while we play, my apologies. I've been getting over being sick for a little bit. My voice hasn't fully recovered. Ooh, probably should have done the other 8. But we'll see what it brings us. Anyway, just a little FYI. For those of you wondering, if not, now you know. But besides that, let's see how we wrap up our night. Now it's looking like it'll be a little bit close, to say the least. Only if we can move over these cards below, we'll have a better shot. that's it for tonight. Somehow, we just eluded the cards we needed, as there's nowhere for that 4, Jack, 10, or Queen. No plays left on the field, even with the 4 aces. Again, a game that felt like it was good and also bad. But with all of that being said, my friend, I hope you enjoyed. You know I did. Another step closer to our journey in 1000. And I am just ready for bed. So, with all of that being said, I hope you have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night with many, many sweet dreams. And until we meet again, please stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.